Proverbs chapter 18, verse 10. The name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous run to it and are safe. Today's nugget from Proverbs is from chapter 18, verse 10. The name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous run to it and are safe. Now I'm guessing we all know what a tower is. When you think of a tower, you probably think of something defendable like this that would be part of a castle or a fort. So let's try and answer three questions. Firstly, what does it mean by the name of the Lord? How is the name of the Lord like a strong tower? And who are the righteous who are kept safe? Now to do that, we're going to explore this tower to see if it can help us understand what this nugget of wisdom means. It's a bit dark in here. Can somebody turn the lights on? Although Solomon had plenty of earthly wisdom, he didn't always make the choices that pleased God. Solomon married the daughter of Pharaoh, Egypt's king, so that Israel could form an alliance with them. They lived in Bethlehem, the city of David, until his palace, a new temple and a wall around Jerusalem had been built. Solomon loved God and tried to live in a way that pleased him. But he, along with the rest of the people, made offerings and sacrifices at local shrines, because the temple had yet to be finished. One night God appeared to Solomon in a dream, and said, "Solomon, ask for anything you want, and I will give it to you." Solomon answered, "My father David, your servant, was honest, and did what you commanded. You were always loyal to him, and you gave him a son who is now king. Lord God, I'm your servant, and you've made me king in my father's place. But I'm very young, and I know so little about being a leader. And now I must rule your chosen people, even though there are too many of them to count. Please make me wise, and teach me the difference between right and wrong. Then I will know how to rule your people." Now God was pleased with Solomon, and said, "You could have asked to live a long time or to be rich, or you could have asked for your enemies to be destroyed. Instead, you asked for wisdom to make right decisions. So I will make you wiser than anyone who has ever lived or ever will live. I will also give you what you didn't ask for. You'll be rich and respected as long as you live, and you'll be greater than any other king. If you obey me and follow my commands as your father David did, I'll let you live for a long time." When Solomon woke up and realized what God had promised, he returned to Jerusalem to worship him before the Ark of the Covenant. Then he held a feast for all his officials. Now the phrase, "the name of the Lord," is used to sum up everything about God, who he is and what he's like. It's what we call his nature. Things like he always keeps his promises, that he's all-powerful and he's all-wise, and that he's full of love and forgiveness for those who put their trust in him. Our Proverbs says the name of the Lord is like a strong tower. Now there are several key things about towers. Their walls are usually thick, they're often the tallest building around, and unlike this one, the windows are normally small and narrow. Towers are built to protect those inside from the enemy. They can't get through, and it's almost impossible to get up. But notice that God isn't just described as a tower, he's described as a strong tower. He protects and defends those inside. Oh my, that's a lot of steps. As you can see, towers are tall. When we reach the top, we see things differently. We get what we call a new perspective on things. And when we go to God with our problems and we look to his wisdom, often we see things differently. God gives us a glimpse of his plans and purposes. So the proverb tells us that when the righteous run into this tower, they're safe. Now, last week we learned what it was to fear God. We love him, we obey him, we respect him, and we devote ourselves to serving him. These are the people that the Bible describes as the righteous. They are those of us who've put our trust fully in God and have invited him to be Lord of our lives. When we do this, we become righteous. All of us face problems at some time or other, because as Christians we're involved in a spiritual battle where we can feel attacked from different sides. We're living through difficult times with the pandemic, but even if that weren't the case, we might face problems with our health, with our jobs, our school, or our friends. Just because we're Christians doesn't mean that none of that will happen. But this verse reminds us that whatever we're facing, God is a strong tower. He's able to protect us according to his will and purpose. And whenever we run to him, or in other words, we trust him, whenever we face difficulties and hand them over to him, he will help and defend us. Perhaps today you're in the middle of a spiritual battle and there's something on your mind that's troubling you. Just remember this: God is a strong tower. Run to him, let him protect you and keep you safe.
First.